All right, earlier I was on here, so this is a continuation of earlier. So I'm gonna give you an open house. This is a Hollywood studio. Hollywood Studios inside the scenes tour, not behind the scenes, inside the script. ITS all over Florida. Listen to me, y'all. Listen to me. Listen to me. See this? They're doing open houses all over. I'm about to show y'all. I'm about to show y'all. See all the same 2008. So I'm talking to my family. I'm really talking to my family, all sides of my family, my uncles and barbershops, true. Sheila, Sheila, the very first team Sheila, when Tom Joyner take all of the on the cruise, and all of the black celebrities and all of them, they go boom, 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 and then he promoted all year on the Tom Joyner show. Y'all, I mean, millions of you get free on radio all day. Shit together that concept. Show them out whole ships. Now, all of a sudden, I want to tell you, you can't move around the country unless you got a vaccine. All right, so listen, what's going on is you're in a race. You're in a race. They cannot control our populations. They cannot control your wealth. So let me show you what we've been investing in. And now, if y'all just follow to the script, low, and that's book called, and it has a cash flow. And our investment strategy and our investment portfolio goes back to the 90s. If you listen to Robert Kiyosaki, never, ever, this never, ever. Back in the days, portfolio was gold, silver, oil. Now, cryptocurrency to its portfolio: gold, silver, real estate, cryptocurrency. And what you do is you go out of the gold and you go out of the silver. You go out of the profits from the gold. You take invest in silver over the years. Every month. You take the profits, your investment portfolio is gold and silver, profits from gold and silver, into real estate, income producing real estate assets. When the market crashes, you buy up real estate on other people's money. credit. When the market crashes, when it's at the bottom, they design the market to crash every 10 years. Wall Street and all of them, they wait for the crash. The economy's about to crash on y'all. The economy is crashing on y'all. They are buying and buying and buying. 2008, they did it to you. Big fail. The big bailout. But because of our people never invest. You live from check to check. 97% of our people live from check to check. 60% of our people depend on government bailout. So they got well, y'all steady telling y'all children to go to school, get an education, and get a job. You're telling your children to be perpetual slaves. Let me show you something. So, to my family, we put together an investment group. So I finally got my father to see. After 30 years, we've been doing this since the 90s. Since we left Oakwood, we went to, first of all, let me give credit where credit is due. Don and Lois Howard. Don and Lois Howard, Barrington and Bradley Howard. Don and Lois Howard invested a business in Kanisha, myself, Deja, and Xavier in Huntsville, Alabama. So this is where this all starts. So Don and Lois Howard, me and Kanisha get married. I tell Kanisha to stay in school, and I go on the grind. I go on the hustle. I'm grinding. I'm still in school. I'm still killing in basketball. Working overnight at UPS. Cooking in the restaurants, TGI Fridays. And going to school. And married. Star basketball player. Championship intramural football team. It was called the quadruple threat. So this is what happens when you don't allow yourself to be boxed in the corner. Any of y'all that's calling yourselves kings and y'all stay in y'all city the whole time, you're not a king, homie. Lions roam through lions hand down 3 quadrants of the pride land. You have the breeding ground, you have the feeding ground. Pride lands. You go to the pride lands where your whole family from generation to generation know, yo, these is the breeding grounds. Then you're supposed to move to a whole nother 6,400 acres of land over across this Mississippi River in the northwest of the country will be the feeding grounds. Then down in the LA and Las Vegas quadrant, a whole nother 6,400 acres of land where your whole family, where everybody know from generation to generation, yo, we go over there. This the lion's den over here. Then you come over to Florida, up against the Atlantic Ocean, and that's the watering hole. So listen, let me give y'all a tour. So we broken our investment group into 16 quadrants. The same 16 gemstones that's the foundation of the heavenly city in Revelation 20. The same 16 gemstones. We broken each branch of our family into the 16 gemstones that support the heavenly city. It says the earthly is a model of the heavenly. So if you got real estate investors that's talking about their own lands, anybody who talking about they got a deed to a land and they land ain't connected to the pride rock of ages, they a thief and a liar. All right. So each one of my children have a trust fund, an endowment fund for 4 of the gemstones. This was handed down from my mother. My grandfather, Frank E. Leggett, was a real estate investor, L&W Enterprises. My mother had several businesses, and all we've done is, so when Don Howard and them invest in us in Oakwood, we get to Chicago, Illinois, and Uncle Anthony Tyson and Auntie Renata Tyson invest in our business. I opened up a store and I went to the streets. And the same thing I'm telling y'all right now, we told the young people in Chicago, if y'all want to get off the streets, I got a business that I'm going to invest in you, because Don Howard and Uncle Anthony and Auntie Renata and my mother and Aunt Henrietta and Uncle Richard, Almarine Michaels, invested in myself and my wife and Kanisha. I can't tell you how many individuals have seen the grind and the work ethic and the service and have invested. And we've been faithful. So this is the offer. So when Sam Walton built his empire, you always have a headquarters, all right? The heart of Florida is the headquarters. The heart of Florida is the headquarters of the inheritance that I received from my grandfather. And the Webbs connected to the same inheritance. John Horse, our father is John Webb. The oldest is John Stan Reese Treat's father, John Webb. Husband to Rose Webb. In Florida, there's an inheritance. I'm going to show it to you. So the lands and the estates that we're building on down here is the same heritage, the same handed down lands that our ancestors owned and dominated. You can put a deed on stop land, all right? You can put a land trust on top that we have dominion over. So here is our, this is the first time this is the first year we take this nationally. In local levels. This is the first year that we're looking at the international level. A series of pro-recreational. And just like with Sam Walton, you couldn't put a product in Walmart coming to if we want any product in Walmart, you have to come around. All right. So every branch of the family, every aunt, every uncle represents a branch. Aunt Ola, Aunt Dot, Aunt Gert, Aunt Dot, Aunt Maggie. On my other side, Aunt Henrietta, Aunt Mary, Aunt Betty, my grandma, children at headquarters. For that, we saying we not just gonna get this to our kids. We saying the covenant we've been making with the world is giving this to the people first. What Don and Lois gave to us, we gave to the people first. Then our children are going to eat now off the harvest of the seeds that we invested in 99. It's called long-term investment. A return on investment. It was just like this. Our home was just like this in 2008, 2009. It had a value in 2008, 2009. Let's say it was $90,000. All of these homes around here right now, all of these homes that you see, in 2008, 2009, they was $90,000. Right now, they $400,000. And y'all telling y'all children to go to school, get an education, and get a job. And the rich people of the world invested in 2008, they pulling their money out right now. And between now and before 2024, when Donald Trump get back in there, there's going to be another economic crash just like 2008, worse than 2008, worse than the Great Depression. They're going to hit reset and they're going to come right back into the market and they're going to buy. So what we doing? Our people who don't have no credit, who don't have no money, but you know what they got? Performance arts and the finest arts. The world revolves around, listen, there's $12 trillion a year extracted. $12 trillion annually out of the images and the industries off of NFL, NBA. NFL, NBA, hip hop, Hollywood. So if you could produce movies, which we do, if you could produce music, which we do, if you could play at the highest level in football, basketball, track and field, boxing, I'm talking about exclusively out of stuff that we dominate. You ain't got to leave your hood. You ain't got to go nowhere. You ain't got to go to school. You ain't got to do nothing. You want to get your mama out of poverty? Stop playing for free in the AAU. Stop playing for your high school. Stop going, listen, play right now, 8, 9 years old, get paid. We're going to make sure that you're not going to go and play robbed like the NBA and the NFL. Bunch of Jews all you gotta do is clean up for us. You